Welcome back to Grand Slam Sports. It has been over a month since we've been able to post a video. Yeah. It's been a nice little Christmas break for us, New Year's. We've all been in different states, so it's definitely been a long time. But before we start off our NFL segment today, I kind of wanted to go over something because it means a lot to us. So a few months ago, about November, we submitted for the ISBC Awards, and last time we talked, we told you guys that we were nominated for the final 3. Now, since then, you guys were able to vote for us, and because it was a People's Choice Award, and since that time, we have now officially won the award. So we are the ISBC Content Creators of the Year for 2023. So we are very happy.
You gotta show it better. Look at that.
We are very happy to be able to take that honor. It means a lot to us because we just started the show a few months ago. Just a few friends looking to bring something that we enjoyed and let you guys also enjoy it as well. So for us to be sitting here today and be awarded for it means the world to us. So thank you guys. Thank you to the people in the back. Evan, you've been a phenomenal director for us, and he's the one that submitted the award. Someone new that works here. She's not here today. Kennedy Phelps is now going to be working in the back with us as well, and everyone here as well. That comes every single week. Thank you guys. On to the episode.
Well, Charles, I think we're all excited about receiving that award. So, it's a nice little thing to put on your resume, as I would say. But we're going to get right into football. We haven't been talking about football a lot. Obviously, last week in the first round, the playoffs went down. I definitely lost some money on the Cowboys. But we're going to talk about, especially looking forward to next season. We're going to go through this a little bit quicker than I wanted to, but we're going to cover it anyway. So he's the Jets, I'm the Patriots, he's the Colts. Let's go through and let's say 2 or 3 things you want to see changed for next season or what you like what they're doing. So we'll start with Charles and his Jets.
With the Jets, I think the biggest thing that we need to focus on would be O-line. We have a middle of the first round pick, which leaves there's some pretty solid tackles with Olu from Penn State, Joel from Notre Dame if they can fall for us. I think that would be a phenomenal building stone. Another focus would be receiving. We can either go through the draft, or I know that Devontae Adams has been a massive thing that we've been looking for a few years. I don't see us paying that much.
I don't see him leaving now that the Raiders just hired Antonio Pierce.
He does like Antonio Pierce, so we will see what they do. But I definitely think through the draft, our focus needs to be receiver, O-line. I think that's our biggest way to build. I don't think we need to go out and buy more free agents. I think we're fine on that front. We just need some young talent because we do a good job of building through the draft.
Nice. Well, yeah, I can't agree with that. Hopefully my Patriots finally do something. My Patriots hired Gerard Mayo, and he's at the moment looking to fill out mostly an African-American staff. So I find that really cool. I find that really interesting. And he's the youngest head coach.
I found it as an interesting hire. Your linebackers coach goes right to head coach as soon as your number 1 all-time head coach leaves.
I was talking to my dad about this, and me and him have a theory about why they chose Mayo. And maybe they already chose him before Belichick even stepped down.
Yeah, because you didn't interview anyone else. You just immediately hired Jared Mayo.
So that's what I'm thinking about. My other strategy here is that the Bears take Caleb Williams, we take Justin Fields, and then we take Marvin Harrison Jr. in the draft. You already got Demario Douglas. You have 2 really good tight ends already. And now you have a mobile quarterback that, with him and DJ Moore.
It's a long shot, though.
Yeah, but, we got to get something. It's either that or we take Drake May or Jaden Daniels.
So as a fan, what do you want to see the Patriots do?
Take an offensive player, please.
In the draft. If they don't get Fields, who do you want in the draft? If they don't get Fields, who would you want to draft if you stay in the spot you're in?
Caleb is going to go 1 or 2. So that really leaves us a free range of quarterbacks here. I would like to see a Drake May. I would like to see a Jaden Daniels. Either of those I'd be happy with. If Drake May's still there, I'm taking him. I like him coming out of UNC. He's got arm talent. Yeah. He's mobile. He can run, throw on the run. But honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if the Patriots, in typical Patriots fashion, stick with Zappy for next season, take Marvin Harrison Jr. and sees what happens. So I have no idea. We'll see. But we're going to move on to your Colts because, apparently your running backs can't catch a ball out of the backfield.
Yeah, so it was definitely a tough ending to the season. Obviously, ending 9-8 and losing in a heartbreaking fashion the way they did. And if they had won that game, they would have been hosting a playoff game, even, which makes it kind of even more heartbreaking because the Jaguars decided to lose Week 18, which is still very funny for me.
Very funny for me too.
He's pointing at the camera for a reason.
Yeah, I won $25 because of that. So I'm
You know,
really happy,
I was there at Lucas Oil when Goodson dropped that ball.
Yeah.
It was very unfortunate, but it was still a very great season. In the first year of Shane Steichen, you know, having with all the injuries they dealt with, you know, Richardson going down early in the season, JT having contract problems and then the injury late in the season, you know, everything we went through, like multiple suspensions, Grover Stewart, one of them. The Colts went through so much this season, and to finish with a winning record really is a great accomplishment in the first season under Shane Steichen. But honestly, if I had an option, I would have gotten rid of defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. But the Colts want to keep him. I understand that. He still put together a good defense. There's a bunch of rookies on the secondary side. So if I were the Colts, I mean, they're the 15th pick, I believe. I would like to see them pick up a receiver if possible. But that might be through free agency or whatnot, because the Colts do have a lot of cap space to work with. But the Colts mainly, they need a receiver, a young receiver, preferably to go alongside Pittman, because they have Downs as well. I like Downs. And then secondary, they need to get a veteran in the secondary because it's all rookies and secondary players.
What happened to Leonard? What happened? What did you see happen there?
Well, Leonard, I mean, all the injuries kind of derailed his career. He didn't have the same explosiveness he used to have. Right. Obviously, went off to Philly. He didn't even play a single snap in playoffs last week with the Eagles. So, I mean, I'm not sure what happened to Leonard, but if the Colts are right there. They have the team to run with.
Right.
Next year, it'll be interesting to see if AR can stay healthy and see how he can progress as a quarterback.
I think definitely Steichen needs to come up with a game plan to protect Anthony Richardson.
And AR also needs to protect himself as well.
Exactly.
Definitely.
And I remember we did a little test episode before we first started this show where we just kind of talked for an hour to see how our chemistry was. And I remember saying that this was after the first concussion that he's gonna get hurt because he doesn't slide very well. He doesn't protect himself very well. So for him to have gotten hurt, I wasn't expecting season ending, but I was expecting this.
Well, I think it's more with these more mobile quarterbacks and more strong. You're looking at a Josh Allen. Josh Allen's not gonna go down at first contact.
Josh Allen is
and so it's hard for a defender and especially the quarterback to know, because the way Anthony Richardson runs, he runs angry. And it's just, I knew that something was going to happen, and it's like happened to Justin Fields. It happens to Lamar Jackson. I remember Lamar Jackson was out for a long time because he ran and stuff like that. But I think he just needs to be smarter about, at least going forward, about what hits he can take and what, when he can concede.
Minshew did a great job filling in as that quarterback, but I think Minshew will continue to be an elite level backup. He doesn't have the edge to take the team to the playoffs. Minshew is not that good in these clutch games. But I think first things first for the Colts, they need to go re-sign Pittman because he is a free agent right now. The Colts need to re-sign him before he hits free agency.
The Patriots are going to get him.
No, they're not, but I'm sorry to tell you, he's not going to be a Patriot.
What's going to happen?
We'll see about that. We'll see about that.
I have one last thing for you, yes or no. If Jonathan Taylor was in on that 4th and 1, would the play call have changed?
Yes, because JT is not a catching running back. He wouldn't have been called to go on that little flat route out left. It would have been a JT run, which I think the Colts should have ran with, because JT had a really good game that game. He had the injury. He went out for a little bit with the heel injury, but he came back and he did like the same.
Think he could get that yard? Think he could get that yard?
I think he would have, with the way the O-line was playing that game against the Texans. I think he would have gotten that yard. Whether the Colts would have won that game, I don't know, because they would have scored pretty fast. And the Texans and C.J. Stroud, they're pretty fast on the field. They're quick.
We're going to be talking about Mr. Stroud a little bit later. But also, last thing, was it Minshew's pass or Goodson's position?
It was a mixture of both.
Yeah.
Minshew threw a little bit behind Goodson. Goodson still had his hands to it. As a receiver, catching back, you got to catch that ball still.
Right.
But Minshew, if he puts the ball in front of him, sorry, I'm getting kind of angry now again. Just remembering the L. But see,
sorry, I struck a
if
chord with Jace here.
If Minshew puts the ball in front of Goodson, that's a first down.
That's a first down.
And the Colts go down and score and win the game.
Well, all of our teams, honestly, I hate to say this, but the Colts are probably looking the better out of all.
I know we are.
Oh, actually, you got A-Rod coming back.
He's also like 40 years old and having to tear his Achilles in the first 10 seconds of the game.
Hey, you watch your mouth.
It's gonna be the other
Moving
Achilles now.
on to the first week of playoffs.
Whew.
Disappointments. Who is a bigger disappointment? Philadelphia Eagles or the Dallas Cowboys?
That's a great argument.
Going into last weekend.
That's a great argument. The entire first week, the entire wildcard weekend was kind of boring. A bunch of blowouts. Only one good game, Lions and Rams.
Sergeant Sleeper over here.
I'll talk about the Lions in a little bit. I'll get into them in a minute. Y'all know how I feel about the Lions. But so if you're talking Eagles and Cowboys, obviously the two NFC East rivals, both of them always have high expectations every year. Both teams think they're Super Bowl bound to every year. Mainly Cowboys fans, honestly, which I'm glad they're out because I can't stand Cowboys fans in all honesty.
Cowboys fans are the worst.
But I think the bigger disappointment would be the Eagles.
Yeah,
I agree.
that's not it. Because the Cowboys, we kind of go into the season, we expect this. They always show us shining light.
Is it really the Eagles' fault? Because Devontae Smith played his heart out for that team.
The Eagles?
The missing of A.J. Brown, do you think if A.J. Brown's back, that game would have changed?
No, because their playing calling is awful. The Eagles have awful offensive play calling. I mean, I remember, because they used to have receivers like Quez Watkins that would be putting up monstrous
You know
numbers.
why?
So, I mean,
You know why? The OC there was Shane Steichen.
Exactly. He could get them open. The new problem with the Eagles is it just feels like they go on this little train where like, oh, we look good, we look awful, and maybe we might come back, and then we lose.
Did you see them in the last 6 games? They went 1-5.
Exactly, because
And guess what? The entire team, there was no chemistry. No chemistry at all. The locker room was, it was broken apart. A.J. Brown doesn't want to be there anymore, it seems like. The entire Eagles, as a team right now, is just broken.
Yeah.
I mean, how can they fix it? It's going to be difficult to fix a team like that.
Here's my take. Who's in a better position to keep their job, Mike McCarthy or Nick Sirianni?
Sirianni.
Yeah.
Really?
Sirianni, he made a Super Bowl just a year ago with the Eagles.
Sirianni
He's not
isn't the
going
problem.
anywhere.
In my opinion, Sirianni isn't the problem. I think it's the offensive coordinator. And
I don't like
the lack of
Sirianni,
offense.
but he is more safe.
How many times have we seen a head coach pay for an OC or a DC's?
I feel like in this situation,
Colts.
Sirianni can't be blamed.
Give him,
I feel like
give him
front
another year or
offices know
two. If
that,
the same thing happens next year, then he'll get on that kind of hot seat area.
Yeah.
I think McCarthy should be gone.
Yeah.
In all honesty, he's never been an elite level coach.
He did. He was play calling. He was calling the plays as well. But for me, for the Cowboys, hear me out for a second. How many times was that McCarthy's fault? He's not out there throwing the football. Dak threw 2 picks. And he just threw it into traffic and prayed to God that CeeDee Lamb was going to pluck it out of the air.
I think a lot of the blame has to go on Dak Prescott. He's never been good in these clutch situations, these playoff games. He had that one going up last year against Tampa in the wild card. Other than that, he's been god-awful in playoff games. He just can't find the passes he needs to make. It's also a credit, though, to the defense of Green Bay. They played phenomenal that game. Alexander, that was a great pick by him. Diving pick in the first quarter. That was a great pick by Jair Alexander.
And some Cowboys fans crying about how that was pass interference and stuff
like
that.
It was contact both ways.
Dude, it was
contact.
It was a hard call to make. And
the Packers were very smart because the Cowboys were the best first quarter team in the NFL this season. The Packers won the toss. They got the ball first and went down and scored. They set the tone for the game, and Dallas could not respond because Dallas is not good at responding to teams like that.
I mean, the Packers, we've always kind of, they're normally a smart team. They normally beat people because of coaching.
LaFleur is a great coach. He's a top-level coach, always has been.
And the thing is, they simply were just smarter than the Cowboys. The Cowboys have more talent. I mean, let's be honest, the Cowboys, roster-wise, they're more talented. But the game plan against the Cowboys was just so perfect by the Packers. I just felt like...
And also the plays made by Jordan Love.
Exactly. Jordan Love
is the third straight quarterback the Packers are going to have. It's elite.
I said I was on the Jordan Love train,
my gosh.
and people hated on me.
Well, no, we were in the middle of the season. We were in the middle of the season, and we're like, he's a mid-quarterback.
I was standing right there when I got made fun of.
That's fine.
You guys know that Jordan Love had better stats his first season as a quarterback than either Favre or Rodgers.
Yep.
And guess what? He is still in the playoffs, and I think they might go into San Fran and win that game. It's possible. It's highly possible. Because San Fran, I mean, they've looked iffy at times.
Their defense looked iffy.
And Green Bay,
especially if Green Bay can expose Dak Prescott, just imagine what they can do to Purdy. I mean, Purdy has been exposed a few times by some defenses. If they come up with a game plan,
oh my God, Baltimore's all over him.
Man was putting like prime Madden stats. Like if you have a rough game in Madden, you have like 1 touchdown and 6 interceptions. That's what Purdy was looking like.
Kyle Hamilton and Patrick Queen ate Purdy for breakfast that game.
Yeah,
they were reading his plays. They were rushing him. So it's going to be a great game. I can't wait to watch this game. With that being said, for the matchups this weekend, who's the best team remaining in either division? So we'll start with the AFC, and you got to hear me out here for a second. I think it's the Bills. I like the Bills.
I need a reason. Just give me a reason. Give the audience a reason.
The way that Josh Allen played last week looked like he played pissed off. Did you see that 50-yard run? He could go down whenever. He didn't care. He just kept running. And Pat Mahomes looks like an injured animal. That Kansas City Chiefs looked like an injured animal, man. I'm telling you. And if the Bills win that, I think they're really scary. But I do also see C.J. Stroud pulling that out in Baltimore.
I mean, I'm not against that, but I am against the last sentence you said. I've been behind the Ravens for a decent amount of time now. I believe in Lamar Jackson. I do. And I believe that this defense from the Ravens.
Jace is rolling up his sleeves.
This defense from the Ravens, C.J. Stroud, I don't think is going to be able to handle that pressure from that defense. Now, C.J. Stroud, don't get me wrong, is one of the best rookie quarterbacks we have seen in a very long time. However, I do believe that he's going to struggle against the Ravens. Now, he can very well pull something out here, but I just think that the Ravens are just too good in every single area, cornerback. Well, I mean, they might not have Marlon Humphrey coming in this game, but their secondary is too good. Their D-line is very good, and especially that middle of the field, those linebackers, C.J. Stroud's not going to really have any safety blankets because you got Patrick Queen coming straight at him instantly. So I think that the Ravens are my favorite to come out, but I do think that if any team's going to beat them, I actually think it's going to be the Texans. I think if the Ravens beat the Texans, they make the Super Bowl. But I do think the Texans are the type of team to upset the Ravens.
Jace has this weird smile on his face.
I can't see the Chiefs for sure. If the Chiefs do make it, they don't beat the Ravens.
So the Texans and Ravens, they played earlier this year. They played the first game of Stroud's career. They lost 25-9. Stroud looked okay. And that was with a healthy Ravens team, but granted, it was the first game of the season. You can't really base anything off that first game of the season.
Right, naturally.
The Ravens, I think, talent-wise, best team in the AFC.
Yeah.
Do I think they'll make it out of the AFC? I do not. I am also going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I think they are the team of destiny this season. They started off, iffy. We all thought they might miss the playoffs for a while there, but they have been on a heater since then. They beat Dallas. They beat Miami. Who else? They beat like 4 good teams. They beat KC and KC.
They ran the gauntlet, man.
Granted, they almost lost to KC, but Kadarius Toney was too stubborn to be a yard ahead of the.
Man.
That was a whole other thing. They're your Phillies pick pretty much this year. Your hot team that you think is going to take out the
I do, because I think the Chiefs going into Buffalo, Mahomes has never played a true road game environment in the playoffs ever.
Sure.
Yeah.
And he played Buffalo once, but that was
Orchard Park.
But that was during
playoff time.
This is the second time in Orchard Park. First time was during COVID, and they had no fans. This is going to be
Bills
an eye-opening experience for Patrick Mahomes. He's going to struggle against the Bills.
The home field is exactly what you're talking about. That's why I have the Ravens over the Bills, because Baltimore in the playoff season is
Lamar Jackson in the playoff season.
Yeah.
Fair. However, I do think that this is the best team that Lamar Jackson's had behind him, especially defensively.
Yeah.
But I think
defense is unfair.
I think the Bills and Ravens.
Defense is unfair.
I think it'll be Bills Ravens.
Madden career mode over here.
It's going to be Bills Ravens.
I like it.
AFC title game. But I think that Lamar Jackson has those 1 or 2 mistakes that he likes to make in the playoffs that gives the Bills the slight edge. And I think Josh Allen is a little bit better than Lamar Jackson overall as a quarterback.
Well, I think what's also helping Josh Allen is their new OC, the interim OC, is making the game
phenomenal.
simple.
Yep, phenomenal.
He's making the game
The Bills
simple
are a
for
run-first team now.
I like
James
it.
Cook
I like
is
it.
really good.
But now
77 yards last week.
The issue is the Ravens also have the best linebackers in the league, they're phenomenal at stopping the run. So I feel like that's going to hinder that, and I feel like also the big playability that Lamar has, to where you can blanket his receivers down the field. But
Diggs is going to have to be
You know what's even
big.
crazy?
Exactly.
Diggs
If
is
Marlon
gonna have
Humphrey
to be
plays,
good.
that'll be very interesting.
Diggs and Allen have not been on the same page.
They have not.
Almost all season.
They have not at all.
But if they figure it out,
That's
they're
dangerous.
not gonna
That's
be.
dangerous.
But against the combo of Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton in the
I agree.
backfield,
They're gonna have
The
to
Bills
go-
need
they're
Gabe
gonna
Davis
have to
back.
go-
The Bills
Yeah.
need Gabe Davis back. He didn't play last week.
Yes.
Pittsburgh gave him a little bit of a
Shakir's
test there for a
doing
little
all right.
bit. Pittsburgh just wasn't going to play with the Bills with no TJ Watt, really.
yeah, they were screwed. They had Mason Rudolph.
No, I mean, hey, Mason Rudolph didn't play well. I mean, he didn't play bad. I mean, sorry, correction. He didn't play
still
bad, but
Mason
it's Mason
Yeah,
Rudolph.
you need a playmaker to beat the Bills. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna move over. Holy English, Samuel. I just came from Spanish, so I mean, this makes sense to me now. We're gonna move over to the NFC side of the football,
Oh boy.
or the bracket, as you would say.
Oh boy.
I have no idea. I really don't. I had Dallas at least going past one round, and then I had Philly
I
at
think
least
Dallas to
going
lose.
past.
That didn't surprise me.
My mind is just hopping from team to team because you have Baker who just played outstanding.
I want to also know I'm 6-0 my picks so far, so I haven't missed. So the Bills and Ravens are my 2 in the AFC this
Oh
week.
my gosh.
I want to go undefeated this playoffs.
I'm gonna take San Fran barely beating the Packers. Barely.
But do you believe that San Fran's the best team in the NFC?
No, I do not.
Really?
I do not think that they are.
I do. I think they're the best team in the AFC. I mean, the NFC doesn't mean they're going to win, but I do think they are the best team talent-wise. Yeah.
Talent-wise, 100%.
They're the best, might be one of the best teams
They're
in the league, talent-wise.
Them in Baltimore, 100%.
But we've seen the 49ers get cut up by passing patterns. That defense is horrendous on long ball.
They have the greatest D-line in football, in my opinion.
I mean, Jordan. You know what? Yeah, I honestly give me San Fran here coming out. I think that's a safe decision.
Yeah.
But I do feel like
You know what else is a safe decision? McCaffrey touchdown.
McCaffrey touchdown. Let's go. But the thing is, Jordan Love, he does play phenomenal. And Jordan Love is one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league right now. However, it has been seen that some of these top quarterbacks, we've seen it with Hurts, and we've seen it a few times with Love, under pressure, Love can make mistakes because he's very ambitious. He is on a prove-it year. He wants to prove everyone that he's good. So you have two of the highest DNs in pressure
Jace has a weird
coming at
smile
him.
coming in his face.
I do
Wait,
trust in
Charles?
Jordan Love. As I said it a few minutes ago, Jordan Love was one of my. I was on the Love train, but I think it ends today. I think the Love story ends today, as you say.
Yeah.
I think the pressure just will get to him. If he can get the ball off in time, then he's going to cut up the defense. But that's the problem. I mean, you got the best D-line in football.
The Packers also, Christian Watson, is he going to be healthy enough to catch any footballs? I mean, he played this week, but he only played on run snaps, really.
He blocked. I mean, he was just there.
Yeah.
He's like one of those background characters you see in the movie, and you're like, oh, that guy's cool. That guy can be something. And then, like, he just stands
I mean,
there the entire time.
and I mean, the receiver core for the Packers, it just
Bunch of youngins.
questionable.
Yeah, it's a bunch of youngins.
Dontavion Wicks is one of them that caught one. Romeo Dobbs.
Wicks. What's his
one
face?
other.
Jalen Reed.
Jalen Reed, yeah.
Jalen Reed, I
To
like that kid
me,
as well.
the Packers just don't have enough.
No, I just don't think they have experience.
Yeah.
I mean, you just listed off four guys. Yeah. And what is their average age? Like 24, 25?
But listen, if Aaron Jones can get off the runs he got like against Dallas, I mean, Dallas had no answer for Aaron Jones at all.
However, it is still the best D-line in football. So
I agree.
and it's one of the best linebackers.
We're going to move to Jace's favorite.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, no, relax, Jace.
we go.
We're
I
going to
was
let you
making
have
sure
your moment in the spotlight. All right.
Because y'all already
We're
know
going
where
to
I'm
move
going.
on to the second playoff appearance in God knows how many years
Since I've been alive.
The Detroit Lions.
Let me have my moment.
And I'm going to pass this to Jace so he can talk about his little moment here. And yeah, so this is about to
I
happen.
have been on the Lions
Oh.
since the beginning of the season. I told y'all at the beginning of the year, why are y'all playing rock, paper, scissors?
Sorry, we're going to wait.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
I'm just gonna let you go on.
The Lions, you know I have been on Lions the entire season. I love these Lions. It is the new look Lions. We all knew they were going to be better coming into the season, but I've been saying they're going to be a Super Bowl team all year long. Look where they're at right now. They just beat the Rams. They just beat their old
Bucs.
quarterback in the playoffs. If that isn't the statement, I don't know what is.
Beating the Bucs this weekend.
They're
This
going to
weekend.
whoop them.
Whoop is a
I don't-
strong
whoa,
word.
Whoop
They're
is
gonna
not
win.
as strong. They went into
No, you see that Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense?
They're gonna
They
win.
look
But
motivated.
whoop is a strong word.
The Lions
out.
are going to force Baker in at least 2 or 3 picks, in my
Okay.
opinion.
I'll
Because
concede
Baker's
to
going to
that,
have one of those games where he's not very good. Because the Lions' defense has been much improved this season.
Right, I agree with
And
that.
now they have Garner Johnson back in the game as well, cornering. He's going to probably be guarding up against Mike Evans or one of those top receivers.
Mike
in the
Evans
Bucs.
wasn't even really much of a target for Baker. K-Dot and 8 receptions.
I mean, he dropped one too. That was
Yeah.
probably a touchdown. But I mean, the Lions. I won't go too much into them, like I could, which might make y'all glad.
Oh, yeah. It's all right. So let me guess. You have the Lions coming out of the NFC.
I do have Lions coming out of the NFC. I think they're
I mean,
going
you
to.
got-
I think they're
yeah,
going to outplay Tampa. I mean, they're at home at
Oh,
Ford
yeah,
Field.
I
That
definitely-
atmosphere is going to be phenomenal.
Correct.
And then, but it's tough. San Fran Detroit is going to be a phenomenal
That will
game
be a
if
good
they two match up. Detroit, though, in San Fran, it's tough. But we saw San Fran get walloped at home earlier by Baltimore this season.
Baltimore and Detroit are very different teams, so I do think that I can't see San Fran losing to the Lions. I can't bring
And guess
myself
what? Jared
to
Goff
make that.
has been there,
no.
done that.
Here
And
we
I mean,
go.
he's been in the Super Bowl before with the Rams. He has the experience.
Yes,
that he
but they
could do this
traded
again.
him to the Rams for a reason. It's because he was boo-boo with the Rams.
And guess what he just did? He just beat the Rams.
I mean,
Oh,
this
with
is a
Matt
very
Stafford.
different Rams
Whoa,
team than
hold
back
on,
then.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a very similar team.
but a very different playing team. I mean, Cooper Kupp has been. They are missing posters for Cooper Kupp right now in LA. Puka Nacua is the second.
Listen, I just want to
coming
let
of
y'all
Christ.
know
Yeah.
if the Lions
Jesus.
even make the Super Bowl, that show is going to be unbearable for y'all.
I might not come. It might just be a solo show. It might just be a press
No,
conference.
it's just going to open up and just going to be Jace answering questions from
No,
everybody.
listen, I'm gonna be like here. I'm like,
No.
there's a smile on my face.
So, all right, so what are your picks? What are your picks for Super Bowl? I have Bills, Niners, Super Bowl. That's my
Ravens,
picks.
Niners, Ravens win it.
Lions, Bills, Bills win.
It's quick enough.
I like that. I mean, I don't really see.
Listen, I think
Ain't
Bills Lions is
crazy.
the best case
Yeah,
scenario
I
for
like
Super
that.
Bowl.
I
That'd be
like
the that'd be the best game I think
I hate
possible.
the Bills, so no. But
Listen, I want anything.
Not if James Cook keeps running the football like he has, it's going to be very, very difficult.
As long as the Chiefs don't make Super Bowl.
No,
I'm
I
okay.
agree.
Nah, the Chiefs snob. No.
I am
Nope,
a
sorry.
D1 hater of the Chiefs.
We're gonna pass on
D1
the
hater.
Chiefs. Like I don't.
Or Texans, because you know they're. I mean,
love the Texans.
Listen, I like the Texans, but they
He's
are
a
a
Colts
divisional
fan.
opponent, so I
Tank
can't
Dell.
do that.
Tank Dell, I love you. I
Tank
hope you're
Dell is
feeling better.
also
I hope you're
injured
feeling
and
better.
gone. Sorry.
Noah Brown, fantasy theater. Thank you. They really
know
helped
what,
my
Jace?
fantasy this year, man.
Charles, you know what, Jace? I'm happy that Goodson dropped that ball.
See, like, the funniest part is, like, you could be happy about your season, but, like, none of us made the playoffs. At least we get a high draft pick. We all had the same result, but we get a high draft pick, so, I mean, I'm happy
Just wait.
here.
Just wait.
I am waiting. I've been waiting for a long
the
time.
Wait, you've been waiting. He's been waiting.
I've been waiting since I was 7.
Listen, the Colts play both of y'all next year, so we'll see.
I was 7 the last time the Jets made the playoffs.
When was the last time they won a playoff game?
I wasn't alive. Actually, no. We made it to the AFC Championship that last
With
time.
Mark Sanchez?
And guess who they lost to? And guess who they lost to, buddy? The Indianapolis Colts, buddy. What happened in 2009, buddy?
I don't know. I didn't watch football then.
That's my only point I have against you right now.
Charles is gonna go home and look up that game.
What happened in Germany, buddy?
What happened week 18?
It's called Mac Jones.
We finally ended the streak.
It's called Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi, okay? I get it. It's cool.
What happened to your quarterbacks, buddy?
And your head coach.
So this is a really cool award, guys.
Ooh, shiny.
Oh man. So we're gonna take our picks. Obviously, we're gonna see how we do. Jace is obviously a golden boy over here at the current moment. So, you know what? It was kind of satisfying to watch all those Cowboys fans cry. Just a little bit.
It always is. It always is. Come on.
But
don't twist the topic. The Colts are still better than Patriots.
oh yeah.
Listen, I'm sorry.
Next
Go
year,
ahead.
Next year, bro. We'll see.
Nah,
Next
maybe
year?
like 3,
We'll
4
see.
more years.
Yeah,
Hey, the Colts play in Foxborough and in MetLife. And guess what? We're gonna beat both of y'all.
sounds like Charles has like a season ticket up there somewhere.
Hi.
We'll get one of those cameras and point it at Charles and go, hi.
I'm calling it now. Someone's ACL is going
Oh,
because
my
MetLife is awful. MetLife
The
is
Colts play 2 games in MetLife.
good luck.
They have the Giants and Jets.
Genuinely, it could
AR's gonna die there. That's great.
No, don't even get me
Tommy
started.
DeVito is not an. Okay.
Don't even get me started, bro.
Okay, we're gonna end this NFL segment before we say something else that Jace off enough to go on a rant because Charles and I want to conserve some brain cells.
Brains. Okay, as
Yeah,
if.
like see,
I still got 2 more segments to film, so let's just wrap this up. Say I don't have the luxury
It's
like
the NFL segment, Grand Slam Sports.
Go
We'll see you
Lions.
next week. Go Lions.